Someone in the comments asked me, why and how did you decide to how, why and how did you decide to make your channel? What led to it? So I guess what the whole reasoning behind this channel, and I wasn't even pre-planning it on being a channel or making any money or anything like that. I just thought that it would be kind of a cool place to just tell stories and put them on a hard drive someplace. And this was free to do, to put them on the drive. And then my children and my grandchildren, whenever they come along, they want to find out what I was up to, they could listen to it. And the interesting thing is, so a lot of stories I tell, and my kids have heard them now, and they're like, "I didn't know you did that, and I didn't know you did this." So that was kind of the seed for creating this, and I started the channel in 2019, but I didn't really do anything with it until just last year because I just couldn't figure out, how do I shoot a video of me and how do I do. And then when I came up with the idea of like post a picture and talk about it, and then the other thing I had to figure out is, how do I get the audio, make it convenient for me to record quickly and get it over to the computer. And with the iPhone and sending it over, that worked great. The other thing is, my wife had always told me, every time I tell stories to people, they just get excited. They just want to hear more and more and more. And she heard me talking to some people. She says, you should start recording those things. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And I did a few recordings at first, and they were kind of monotone, no enthusiasm, no life in it. My wife heard it and she said, "That's not the way you talk." She says, talk like there's someone in the room with you." And I showed her what I was doing. She says, "Yeah, that's exactly how you sound." And the other thing I would say is, anytime I was in mixed company, whether it was pro audio people or not pro audio people, I'm pretty quiet. I don't really talk that much. And once somebody found out what I did for a living, they start asking me questions, and it's interesting that everybody's attention comes to me, and they ask more and more questions, and they want to hear more and more, stories. I think I told this story before, where I went to Cajun recording studio, and my friend Tom Kiefer was recording there, and it was him and uh, Kenny Arnoff and the producers. They just did the Heart record, and they were all going out to lunch, and I told Tom, I'll sit here and wait for you guys to get back. He said, no, you're coming with us. And we went out to some Mexican place, and I was quiet listening to them, and they were talking about their per diems and touring and all that. And then one of the producers asked me, what do I do? And I sell pro audio gear. And then he started asking me questions. And all of a sudden, everybody on the whole table wanted to know more about gear and how it worked. And I just became the focal point, for all these guys. And it was just kind of surreal to me. All these guys are asking me these questions, but it kind of dawned on me that these stories I have to say are interesting. So I just put them out there, like I said, for my kids, and just kind of documenting them. Never did I think people would be interested in hearing these stories. So it's kind of interesting, and there's not a lot of money. I mean, every about 3 months I make a little bit of money so I can go buy a pizza. That's about it. But I'll keep doing these stories as long as everybody's interested in them. But it's not so much to grow the channel. It's so much stories come to me. I go, well, that was an interesting one. Let me just tell it. And I record it. And it's kind of cool that I can take a link to a story I've already told when somebody's asking in comments about something. And I just send them the link and they can hear the story rather than repeating it. So there you go. I hope that answers that person's question.